welcome. Thank you for attending Wellness with Three. For this event, this is going to be our first podcast. It's dedicated to inspiring and motivating and encouragement and growth, from building financial freedom to pursuing your dreams and enhancing your lifestyle with three wellness products. I'm your host, Kisha L. James Hurd. Okay, a little bit about myself. I'm a World Skills representative, celebrity hairstylist, and founder of a very unique hair treatment line called, actually it's called Lustrous Mane, but my distributorship is Cares Beauty. So basically I'm going to be selling organic hair treatments to hairstylists to empower them, and also sell to customers so that they can have a hair care regimen at home. And just some of my career highlights are over there too. I have my social links over here at the bottom. You can screenshot, screen share the information and my shop link to be able to purchase any of my products. And because I'm holistic with hair, that's how I got associated with Three, because of their formulations. And I'll talk about that a little bit later, but that is my association with Three. This is a little bit of my background. Also with Three, I just ranked a 3-star, and I'm super excited about that because I feel like, this is my, in a sense, plan that I want to focus on for long term. And the fact that I'm actually liking the agenda where I can rank up is kind of exciting. So it's motivating me to want to do more. That's why this podcast is set up, so it can be empowering to others, to let you know you can do it too. And I'm really doing it in association with everything else that I have going on right now. Right now, I'm about to introduce Miss Lena Gamble, Dr. MD, and she can take it from here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Lena. I am a family medicine physician. I've been board certified in family medicine since 2014. And as a physician, I have been very interested, obviously, in taking care of patients and doing what's best for them. I've moved a little bit over into the wellness space, which is brand new for me. I'm excited about learning about the types of things that we can use to help patients outside of our traditional medicine. So things like supplements, natural products as well, that are safe, have really grabbed my attention, and that's why I'm in Three.
Awesome. Okay, so our agenda tonight really is to connect with you. So we have a question, like she said earlier, in the chat. You could put questions that you have for your health specifically, or you can have this specific question, which we're going to ask right now, which we want you to get a sticky note, or we want you to get a piece of paper where you can write this vision down, where you're asking yourself this question: what are you hoping for? And what are your dreams? Like your wildest dreams, something that you can't attain on your own, you feel like, without using like maybe even spiritual strength. Like, how can I attain that? How can I attain to stay in a room that's worth 30 grand a night? Or how can I send all my kids to college and don't have debt? Or take a 30-day vacation. How are people experiencing these type of lifestyles and things like that? So we really want you to take a moment, dream big, write it on a sticky note. And the reason why I want you to write it on a sticky note is because I want you to put it somewhere where you can see it, you can remember it, and call it your wildest dreams. So for me, my wildest dreams would be kind of what I just explained to you right now. Like being able to go to the Atlantis and stay in that room that's 30 grand a night. And people are like, how do they do that? I know how you can do it with this passive residual income, but we're going to get to that later. So we're just dreaming big, right? So we want you to dream. So Miss Dr. Gamble, what would you say is your wildest dreams?
For me, that's pretty simple. I have always felt like my calling is to take care of patients, right? One of the ways that I do that is with medical missions. So I travel to different places in the world, typically to developing nations, places where they can't afford medical care at all, and take care of people along with sharing the gospel. That's really what I am put on earth to do. And so I was looking for an opportunity to or a vehicle that I could use to finance that dream, right? To not have to worry about any type of finances or provision, and I can literally just travel the world taking care of patients who can't take care of themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, so to be able to achieve things like that, you're gonna have to really have a plan that's definitely not your regular 9 to 5. Like that's those type of dreams are not attainable through those type of resources. So moving on to our next agenda. Okay, what are the top 3 fears or major objections that we have assessed? Okay, I've been in this country. I've been in this company since January, and I have assessed different situations working with people and just the whole perspective. And I feel like there's issues that are evident that I would like to overcome, like kind of like get the elephant out the room before we proceed, right? So Dr. Gamble is gonna talk about 2 of the major ones, and I'm gonna end with the third.
Okay. So one of the major objections that I've found when presenting this opportunity to people is finances, right? It's like, okay, how much does this cost? And that's usually, of course, top of mind, especially with inflation, everything else that's going on. And one of the ways that I help people to understand is to ask, what is it worth to you, and how much are you willing to invest, right? So we just talked about dreams and hopes, right? And I do hope that everyone had a chance to write down what exactly it is that you're dreaming about. And the question is, how much are you willing to invest in order to achieve that dream? Okay, so that really kind of helps to put things in perspective, because when we really want something, we find a way to get it. And so if we really want these dreams and these things that we have hoped for, we will find a way. So there's the number one thing that people are concerned about, is cost. And in order to put that in perspective, what you need to look at is how much you invest, not necessarily how much it costs. Um, the second, the second biggest objection has to do with time. So most people are extremely busy, right? That's the culture that we live in. Folks are raising children or taking care of elderly parents or working 3 jobs or whatever it is that we're doing. And the question that I tend to ask people when they say that they don't have time is, how long do you intend to keep doing what you're doing, which is not helping you to reach the dream that you just wrote down, right? If we keep doing the same things that we've always been doing, then we won't have an opportunity to move out of that cycle to do something new to get to the dream. And that's literally the definition of insanity, right? To keep doing the exact same things over and over again and hoping that we'll get a different result. So we want to get a different result, we need to do things differently. And that means prioritizing differently, finding the time. Every adult knows, right, that we do the things that we want to do. So if we actually make our dream our priority, we can find the ways and the time to get that done. So back to you, Kisha, for the third objection.
Well, mine is actually mine's. The social anxiety aspect of it is dealing with people. Um, for some, you can probably relate to me. Some have like they have this energy where they can easily connect with others, where some it's actually a stumbling block. So learning to connect with people, maybe getting out of your own way, I feel like this is a great platform because you're around people who know how to do that, and you learn how to become a better version of yourself.
Hey, we can look at it
So
later.
whatever your fear.
Kisha, unmute yourself so we can hear you. Can you hear me, Kisha? Unmute yourself.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So for me, it's a social anxiety aspect where, you know, dealing with people sometimes it could be good or it could be frustrating. So learning to overcome those fears, I feel like you're learning a lot here in this company because you're working with people who are professionals at being social and learning how to not necessarily sell, but just have relationships with people. And it's a beautiful thing. So, but as far as it being an objective to most people, I would say yes. Most people are in a comfort zone and they just like to be comfortable there. So I feel like it's definitely a major objective that a lot of people I can identify with, and you can probably too when it comes to platforms where you feel like you have to reach out to people to sell or to share the information that you have at hand. So we're going to move on to our next section. How can we serve you? So this is important. I feel like it ties everything that we just discussed with the fears, the time, the financial, the community, the social aspect. When you're a part of three, you do have access to all these, to the time, to the finances, to the community, and also to your health. So I feel like it's a great tie-in to be able to be a part of a community where you're going to be growing in areas where usually it's the obvious that it could be a problem when you want to be a part of something that could potentially get you to the dream that you have or the hopes or your wildest dreams. So the science of three. So we feel like three is the perfect vehicle, the perfect tool to launch you and get you to where you want to be as far as your dreams and your aspirations and your hopes. The science of cellular absorption with highly bioavailable phytonutrient products uniquely formulated to deliver maximum nutrition for maximum benefits. So I love three because it's all natural. That's what tied it into me because of my hair products. I was already formulating products that I feel like will be healthy for clients because I feel like dosage matters. So if you're getting too much of a dosage of things that are chemically based, it's not going to be good for you. So I just wanted to make products to kind of counteract the amount of dosage people were having when they're going to be, washing their hair from now to forever. So just being mindful of that. So Three International, it came in when it came into play. I feel like we need some type of health subscription plan where it's going to help us day to day be our best selves. If we want to perform at our best, we're going to have to use something that's going to help us from the inside out, not just topically, not just things that we put on our body, but we need to make sure that what we are supplementing is going to be at its purest form. So I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Lena Gamble, and she's going to talk about the science and the technology of three.
Okay, well, make sure we time me on this because when I start talking science, I get excited. So yeah, so the science of the products that we have here are really what turned my head. Okay, as a physician, I can tell you one of the subjects that we learn the least about is nutrition, right? We don't get very much information about nutrition at all in medical school. For that reason, we are largely unaware of the benefits of nutrition when it comes to how it can affect our wellness and even help with certain disease states. Now, in general, I never really paid attention to vitamins, nutrients, supplements, etc. And there are several reasons for that. One of which is they aren't really absorbed well. That's, the number one reason is, what difference does it make if I give you, some amazing vitamin or supplement and your body can't use it, right? A lot of us have had the experience of taking a multivitamin and then the next day our urine's a different color. Well, why is that? Because you're wasting it. You're just excreting the vitamin and not actually absorbing it. So the thing I love about this company is that they've put time and effort and energy. Our chief scientific officer, Dr. Dan Gubler, has been working on this for more than a decade, right? He's got 17 patents or patents pending on ways to make these supplements bioavailable. And that's something that there isn't another company that has the type of cellular absorption technology that we use, right? They may use one or two different types. They may use liposomes. They may use one or two of the different types of mechanisms to have nutrients absorbed, but they aren't using 12 different mechanisms to have nutrients absorbed the way that we are. And so this company is built on the foundation of exploration, curation, and absorption. So Dr. Dan Gubler will go out and to different places in the world and explore and find, different types of plants that maybe haven't been discovered, different molecules. He'll take them back to the lab and figure out, okay, what's in this? How does that function? How does that work? And then he'll curate these. And what do we mean by curate? It's the idea of putting different types of vitamins, nutrients together so that they function well together. Those of us who've taken vitamins and nutrients, we know that sometimes these things can only be absorbed well or function well in the body in the presence of another molecule. Like, for example, if you take iron, iron is best absorbed with calcium. Just double checking in my head. Yes, calcium, right? No, not calcium, vitamin C. Iron is absorbed with vitamin C. So you have to take them both together in order for it to be absorbed well, right? And if you're only taking it by itself, it's just not absorbed well. So that's where the curation comes in. These products are very different than other ones on the market because of the curation that goes into each one of them, making sure that they are actually put into combinations that your body can use well. And then again, I've already discussed the absorption technologies. So let's look at what these products actually are. Here you can see this might be a little bit clustered for those who are not used to looking at it, but across the top are the 7 products that we have available. And at the bottom, underneath each one, is a group of products that you could take to find all the different nutrients that are in our one product, right? And this is where the curation comes into play. So I'll start with our Vitalite, which is an amazing nourisher and energizer, right? This product has like 72 trace minerals and amino acids. You can find the products that are the molecules that are present in Vitalite if you bought all of these other products. But of course, that would be at 5 times the price, right? And then you'd have to figure out when to take it, how to take it, and it may not be absorbed very well. Again, our products are designed to be absorbed. So the next is collagen. Collagen is actually one of the products that I wasn't terribly excited about until I learned more information. So everybody's got a collagen product out there. The thing I never understood about collagen was why in the world would somebody ingest a collagen product just so it can be digested by your body? Now, collagen is the #1 protein in the body, right? It's everywhere. It's extracellular. It's all over the place. It's in your hair, your nails, it's in your joints. Every part of your body has collagen in it. So why did I become excited about this particular product? Because there's not another product on the market that will stimulate your body to make its own collagen. And that's what this one does. So this one is actually cycled. All the other products you can take daily. This product you would take for 10 days on and 20 days off. to give your body a chance to be stimulated to make its own collagen, which I think is quite impressive. And then the next we have immune. And so immune is our protector, right? It's an immunity booster and it helps our immune system, but it's so much more than that. We know that everybody since COVID has been trying to figure out ways to boost their immune system, to protect themselves, to put their body in the best position to fight off different diseases. But we know that 80% of our immune support in our body comes from our gut. And so this is an excellent supplement for our gut-brain connection, right? It's got the prebiotics, the postbiotics, and the I forgot the third one. Help me, Kisha.
Probiotic and immune enzyme, digestive enzyme.
That's in the Vitality. Okay, so I'll text that to y'all later. But there's 3 different types of biotics in there. I know there's a pre and there's a post, and then I forgot the other one. Okay, there you go. Brain fog. I'm not perfect. Look at that. All right. So Eternel is our next, and Eternel is an amazing product as well. It's what we call our rejuvenator. And so it comes in this little purple packet, and this isn't the most important thing, but it's important to me that it actually tastes good. So I don't know how y'all feel about that. You know, you don't have to like hold your breath, hold your nose, try to get it down. And that to me is important. But what's also important is that it's our anti-aging elixir, right? It's got multiple antioxidants in there. Like if you were going to get as many antioxidants in your body as is in one little packet of Eternel, like for resveratrol, for example, which has been shown to be healthy for your heart and to decrease the number of the oxidative stress in your body, you would have to drink, 25 to 30 glasses of wine to get the amount of resveratrol that we have in our one Eternel packet. So again, these have been curated on purpose to give us what we need to put our body in the best position to continue wellness so it can heal itself as it's been designed to do. Now, Revive is one of my favorites. It's also known as the restorer. So a lot of times our bodies have, inflammation that doesn't need to be there. And sometimes we've accumulated inflammation, especially if we've got some type of disease process going on, IBS, rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, other kinds of diseases that cause inflammation to be increased in the body. So Revive actually comes along with natural anti-inflammatories like turmeric and ones that others have heard of that help to restore your body's levels of inflammation to what they should normally be, right? It's not that inflammation or all inflammation is bad. It's just maintaining a high level of inflammation for a chronic period of time is not good for you. So Revive actually helps to get us back to normal, again, the way God designed our bodies to be. The beauty of Revive, and we have studies to show this. If you like to see the studies, you're very welcome to ask the person who invited you on this call to send them to you. They are available. But the one thing I like about Revive is that the anti-inflammatory molecules have been shown to actually cross the cellular membrane so we can get them where we want them to be. For example, the study was done with curcumin, which is the breakdown product of turmeric in the body, right? It's the natural anti-inflammatory that the whole world's going crazy about right now. The thing with turmeric, though, is that it's only absorbed at 10%, right? 10% of it gets into your cells where we need it to be to act and to act as an anti-inflammatory molecule. But with Revive, and the formulation that Dr. Dan Gubler has discovered is we can get 35% or more of that turmeric into your cells where it needs to be. And now we can have a much more potent anti-inflammatory effect than we otherwise would have with that natural product. And so that's the benefit of the cellular absorption technologies. Okay, on to Purify, our detoxifier. Now, lots of people have done all kinds of detoxes. I've heard all kinds of things, right? We've got our colon cleanses, we've got our teas, pills that we take, all kinds of things in an effort to detoxify. Purify is a gentle detox. It's one that we can take every day. We don't have to park right outside the bathroom. That's not how that one works. But it does work on each of the 5 major detox organs in our body. And it can, help to purify even, heavy metals and such from your body as well. So it's extremely effective. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Purify at the moment. Again, if anyone has any questions about these, please feel free to put them in the chat. And last, but for certain not least, is Visage. Visage just came out in August of this year. It's a product that Dr. Gubler has been working on for years, and it is the first in the world neurocosmetic. What does that mean? Because nobody knows what that is. So just like there's a gut-brain connection, there's also a skin-brain connection. And how the skin-brain connection works is that there are nerve endings that are close to your skin that also reach to your brain. And what Dr. Gubler has done is discovered molecules that actually interact with those nerve fibers to make your brain feel better, for lack of a better, I'm trying not to use all the big words, but yes, so we can increase, we've shown, right? We have data that shows we've increased serotonin and dopamine, which are the feel-good hormones in your brain, by putting this serum, this topical serum, on your face. So that's impressive that we can actually help you to feel better while we're helping you to look better. And so this serum also decreases fine lines and wrinkles. It decreases the black spots, sun damage. All of these types of things are helped by Visage. And you can see that it's a fraction of the cost of some of the other products that you might purchase that have the same types of molecules in there. And none of those products, I can tell you now, will have anything like a neurocosmetic, because this is the first on the market. And so with that, we have all of our products.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna talk about some of my favorites. I'm not the doctor, but I still I've had my results. So I love the Vitality, and that's the multivitamin, and I take it every day. I take it in the morning. It's 5 pills in there. 4 of them you can open up, and one of them is like encapsulated. But if you're really picky about not wanting to take pills, I guess you can open it up and pierce it, put it in something like an overnight oat or smoothie. I personally just throw it back. I take it first thing in the morning because they are phytonutrients, all plant-based. From the beginning, I told y'all I've been focused on that. That's why we set it up like this. But it's plant-based, and you could take it on an empty stomach. That's reassuring you that there's no chemicals in this product if you could take it first thing in the morning. I wake up, take it, and I start my day, because it does, like she said, I was talking about the Vitality, the prebiotic, probiotic, and the digestive enzyme. So you set yourself up for the day. That's how I look at it. And then, you eat a little lighter, you feel a little better, you have more energy. So that's my go-to. I like that one. I also like the collagen. Focusing on I'm in the beauty industry. Hair, skin, nails, joints, for people, cartilage, building that up naturally. You 10 days on, 20 days off, and you get that regeneration of collagen. I know about regeneration because I do that with my hair products. See, I was like aligned with this so much because I like the principles. When we went to Utah, they was talking about molecules. Dr. Gubler, he had a class where we were all there, and that's where I also met Miss Dr. Gamble. I met her in Utah, and Dr. Gubler had his class, and he was talking about molecule structures, and he was trying to really let us understand that we are molecules. We're made up of all these molecules. So if you're not addressing the issues at the cellular level, you ain't addressing it, So the class was very thorough. I got some footage on there. I gotta just break it up into shorts. But the man is a genius. He went to Caltech, so formulated this whole line. Even with the Visage, he went out and curated and found a molecule structure that has never been known to man. They put it through the database. This man ran it. He done got something that's exclusive to 3. Okay, so that's not one of my favorites yet because it just came out. I love it, but that's not the one I'm about to choose because I got 3 that I'm about to pick. And my last one is Revive. I love Revive. Revive is great because I feel like everybody can use Revive because, inflammation, if you look at the studies, right? If you look at the studies, inflammation is what plagues our body, right? Whether if you're young or old, it plagues you. It's like that fire inside that's building up. And if you're not doing anything to make sure your inflammation levels are low, it can wreak havoc on your body, your joints, causing all types of illness. So this product targets inflammation in your body. It's great for people who just work out, who work out. Like for me, I'm a runner. I like to run. When I want to lose weight, I'm trying to run. Okay. So I don't got time for that. I'm running, right? So doctor told me I couldn't run 10 years ago. I couldn't run no more outside. But I am. I'm running now. I tried back in January, started back running, and I was taking the Revive. I haven't had no issues since Revive. Since I've been taking the Revive, I'm running constantly, and even to the point I'm prospecting my gym owner because I believe in the product, right? I believe in the product, and it's a great product. It helps with inflammation in your body, and you want something that's going to show up and perform for people that's not like an aspirin or a Tylenol. And people are getting results, and it's all plants, guys. All plant-based is a beautiful thing. And I just want to be smarter about how I incorporate. You see the cost cluster down here. You see how much you're saving for each one, which you would have to get. That's why it's visually there. You see what you would have to invest in order to get what's in the products. I'm so happy that they did that. We're gonna acknowledge the questions too in a minute, guys, because I don't have access, but I'm gonna acknowledge the questions. This, this line is beautiful because it's like your healthcare subscription, right? We invest into everything else on a consistent basis, but think about it. Are you doing anything to invest into your health? Like what product that you have, and we're gonna get to. I got a good question from Dr. Gamble. I almost want to say it now, but I'm gonna wait. We need to take the time to invest into our health. Period. Like we're doing everything else that adds up to nothing, or it's gonna add up to a problem if you're not investing to purify. If everybody in here drink, I know you do, or done drunk something. Or you put deodorant on the metals. Purify should be a go-to. I just took it before here it is right here. I just took it before I came on here. Like I keep this stuff on deck because I know that I'm living. If you're breathing, you need to have some type of health plan where we're focused. So moving right along, we're gonna talk about what to me makes this clutch for me, because going back to the social anxiety. Okay, going back to the social anxiety, when you come up to people, they don't even want to, sometimes they don't want to hear you, right? So it's just like the validity of this is why I do it. Because take it to your doctor, please. Okay? Take it to your doctor because he's going to pull it up. You know where he's going to pull it up at? With the rest of them other prescriptions. Yeah, the drugs. That's where he's going to pull it up with. So it's just like this. They probably are going to be amazed. You know why? Because we're the new disciples for this. We're the ones, this is going to be a household name. They've already said it. And we're just ushering something great in. But the fact that it's in a PDR network where you can pull this up at your doctor's office gives great validity to these products. This is not something that you could just get anywhere off the shelf. This is being pushed out straight from Utah right here in a clean facility. So Dr. Gamble is going to talk about this because she knows.
Yeah, as a physician, I can tell you one of the things that's really important to me is safety. right? Like it's the most important. I do not want to give somebody something that's potentially harmful. And the, well, I was going to say the majority, but literally all supplements and vitamins that are not medications are not regulated. What do I mean by regulated? In this country, we have the FDA, right? For good or for bad or for whatever people think about them. I like the FDA, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if I go to the store and I buy a bottle of ibuprofen, 200 milligrams, you know what's in that bottle? Ibuprofen, 200 milligrams, right? Every capsule is going to be 200 milligrams of ibuprofen. And importantly, nothing else, right? It's not going to have toxins in it. It's not going to have waste products in it because the FDA demands, right, that these things are regulated. On the other hand, supplements, all of them, like that whole aisle at CVS, Walgreens, whatever your pharmacy is, that whole aisle of supplements, not regulated by anybody ever. We don't know what's in those bottles. And that's the truth. I actually started looking up some things on YouTube, and there's a scientist who literally goes to the store, buys a supplement, goes back to his lab, and investigates what's in there. And if it's supposed to be, 200 milligrams of calcium in this supplement, he'll look and see, okay, well, how many milligrams is it? And for some of these supplements, it's 0. For some of them, it's, 10 milligrams and it's supposed to be 200, or it's 100 milligrams and it's supposed to be 200. Sometimes he does find that it's accurate, but the majority of them do not have in those bottles what they say is in there. And there's no regulation for it. To me, that is scary, right? Because I want to give patients something that's going to help them. What I find as a physician, we go to our desk reference, right? If you come to the doctor and you give me your symptoms and I say, okay, you need this drug, that's not coming out of my head. I'm not just guessing, right? That comes from guidelines and studies. That's how we practice medicine in the US. It's evidence-based. And once we know what drug we want to treat you with, we go to the physician's desk reference, which now is called the prescriber's digital reference, is on our phones. And we look to see, okay, is this medication here? That gives me a certain amount of confidence in how is it manufactured, right? Like, is what's in the bottle what they say is in the bottle, right? That kind of assurance that I get. I get a list of ingredients, right? And that helps me to know, well, if you're on a blood thinner, is this going to interact? Or if you're pregnant, is this going to, cause any problems? Like, I need to know all of these things. Having this in the prescriber's digital reference gives me confidence and will give your healthcare provider confidence to offer these products to you, even though they are not actually medications. One of the other things that is extremely important to know is that there are very few supplement companies that have their products in this prescriber's digital reference. There are not any supplement companies that have all of their products in this digital reference. And so we have all 7 of our products are in this reference source for healthcare providers, which I think is extremely important.
Absolutely. Yeah, that to me, that really is what set 3 apart for me, and made me feel comfortable. Like I was already wellness conscious, but I know I needed a tool to actually help me to, get the energy I needed, and in the most purest way. I'm not the type of person that would just see something online because somebody's doing it and buy it. I would, if I'm going to be like taking something, I have to definitely make sure that there's studies, doctors, going into conventions and everything like that. I'm making sure that I know. So we talked about in the very beginning about our dreams and our hopes and everything like that. The financial plan here is the only thing that can get you up into that Atlantis room for 30 grand a night. That's it. Some passive residual income. So there's 7 different ways that you can get paid here. The founders pool is the most valuable one. That's how me and Dr. Gamble and some of my team members came in. You get product that you can use for yourself. This is a drop ship business. This is not something you just, you have to have a store or sell the products. You can use the products that you actually get for the shares. So you get a 2% global share, right? You get product probably for almost a year. You get to keep it for yourself. You can use it, give it to people, however you want to do. But if you would like to build a business, it's a great financial plan because it's a 2% share and it's only available in the US for a limited time for a certain amount of people. It's not a big pool, it's going to be a small pool. So there's whoever sent you on a call, if from Lena or from me, you can reach out to us. We can give you more information on all the different levels of how you can get paid passive residually, where you do not have to worry about money, right? Or showing up nowhere. Is you build a team and you grow. Products that work, doctors that back you, you see all the financial plans. That's the only way you can get it. You paying full price, or you paying your kids college tuition off, or you taking a 30-day vacation. That's the only way things like that are physically possible, right? So questions. Where are the questions? Okay. Because we were trying to get here by 6:45. That's why I was talking fast. Okay. So these are the, so I'm going to answer some questions. I'm going to answer one question in the chat. If you got questions, let's start writing them down right now. Put them in the chat. I got a question first because I want to get to the point, right? So while you guys are writing the questions, I got a question for Dr. Gamble. So we see online, like I was saying, all this stuff. We are plagued and bombarded with all this stuff online. Here, there, you go to the stores, there's there. Oh, you get the famous person, they tell you it's there, it's there. You know, oh, they get a famous person, y'all out. You gone straight over there. It's like, where is the research? I never would buy nothing online, ever. Not to this day. I've never, even when Miss Antoinette told me about this line, I did not use it right away. I did not order it right away. I had to do research. All the studies she sent me, I went through everything to make sure, because I'm already being holistic with my hair products. I said, I definitely, if I'm going to be taking something because I already got to the realization inside out, work from the inside out, not just topically. We see all this stuff online. How do we know what is safe? You know, how do we know what to get? So Dr. Gamble is going to talk about that question and help us out.
All right. So that is a fantastic question. Again, one of the things we know is that the supplement industry, the entire industry, is not regulated. So the most important thing we can do is find a company that we trust. And how do you know then who to trust, right? That becomes a really difficult type of decision that you'll have to make. One of the things that turned my head with this company was the actual research, right? Like I had a chance to speak to Dr. Dan Gubler. I had a chance to speak to members of the Scientific Advisory Board, which was extremely helpful because I had lots of questions as well. It took me a couple of months to go through all the data and read the papers. I do also have a PhD in molecular pathology. The studies that they did, I did while I was working on my PhD. So I know exactly what they were doing. And I was asking questions. Well, what was your control? And when was it done? And how was the data analyzed? And I had all kinds of questions because I really wanted to know, is this legitimate? Right. And they answered those questions, and I got to read the studies and was able to see these studies were legitimate. I realized everybody's not a scientist, right? Like this is not everybody's field of interest. And so finding someone that you can trust who can give you that information and let you know that, okay, this is actually legitimate about this product or any product, I think is absolutely very important to do.
Absolutely. I think it's great. Okay, so our next question is what are you willing? No, better question. Why is supplementing more important than eating clean?
Okay. Wow. All right. Don't give me any easy questions. Why don't you? So I would say, there are lots of factors, right? I don't know that I would word it as more important. Is eating clean important? Absolutely. There's all kinds of things out here in processed foods and such, right? That we already know, and some things that we're still learning that aren't necessarily healthy for us. All right. So eating clean is in of itself a good idea. Is eating clean enough? I think is kind of what we're getting at. And I don't know that it is. The reason I say that is because, the soil that our foods are grown in, right? Even if they're organic, all natural, etc., the soil is not uh, as nutrient dense or as rich as it was for our grandparents or their parents, right? Like the everything has been depleted. So you're not getting the amounts of nutrients that you would have gotten 2 or 3 generations ago. And that's just the reality that we're living in. So what do? We supplement, right, with the types of nutrients and vitamins that can be absorbed well. Again, these also, what we're getting needs to be curated, right? Like it needs to be absorbed along with other types of vitamins and nutrients, so that our bodies will be able to use it. And who's to say that we're always eating our iron rich broccoli or whatever it is that we're doing with something that has vitamin C in it so that iron can actually be absorbed, right? Like we try, but we don't always actually meet what's necessary in order to absorb the types of nutrients that our bodies need. And so having these curated by an organic chemist who studied nutrition for decades, right, is going to be helpful because we're going to get exactly what we need daily by taking these supplements.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so to answer some questions in the chat. Now, I know a question was asked, can you open is it the same potency when you open the capsule? I know I've been doing that. Is that okay, Dr. Gamble, to do that, to open the capsule and put it in something cold? I wouldn't say anything warm, right?
It's absolutely okay. Actually, I'm not sure I would put it in like hot tea or something.
Right.
Might denature proteins and such. But yes, these capsules are literally made from food, right? They're phytonutrients. They're all plants, things you can eat. So combining them with food and ingesting them in that way is absolutely okay.
Right. And what about kids? Now I know I tested it with my kids, right? They're 5 and they're 7. I was giving them the Eat Your Nail, the packet. That was it. That was the only one because I seen online. Now when I went to Utah, Dr. Dan, because he did a whole class. I sat there and videotaped it. He was saying that he recommended, I think it was 10 or 12. That's where
12
he
and above is
12
what is
12.
listed.
Okay.
Yes. And that's the same for most medications, right? So these haven't been tested in children. And
Right.
so the recommendation is for those who are 12 and above.
Right.
Now, with that said, a lot of people give this to their children. Again, it's all plant-based and it's all food. So do you already give your children food? Okay, well, um, this is just food in a different form, but it's all clean, it's all organic, it all comes from plants. So that's the rationale that a lot of people are using and giving it to their children. The recommendation is 12 years old and above.
Right. So I guess my kids being the guinea pig, they're okay, guys. They are. And they actually asked for it. Like, oh, I want some of that. But after I came back from Utah, I'm like, nah, we gotta chill. I'm listen to Dr. Googler and see, just follow the orders. But yeah, so
People
yeah.
put it in their kids' lunches, give it to them for a snack, like all kinds of things that I've heard that people are doing. So
Any other questions, guys? And while you guys are thinking about that, I hope you guys wrote down your information on your sticky pad or just somewhere where you can like remember like a wild dream. Even if you feel like you have it all, what is something that you still feel like you couldn't achieve? Let's dream big. And honestly, I really feel like I've kind of did the math. The only way to get to accessible things like that is to have a community of people, to have with a purpose. And for me, this agenda right here with wellness and the fact that I can partner with a doctor to do this podcast, who's an MD and who's worked hard to get her certification, and to be also even in Utah in a room full of doctors and other people who are wellness minded. and then we're using products, not just complaining about things that are going on around us, but actually taking an initiative to do something great for yourself, which entails helps others, right? So we're building a community. I'm learning to get past my social anxiety. Being a part of these class, they have classes every day. You're a part of a community with people who want to see you grow. How? Because we work together. I showed you the financial plans. Like there's 7 different ways you get paid, and you get paid off of your own commission. You get paid off of your team members, matching checks. Like I said, um, at the end of the founders pack where there's a 2% global share, that is a limited time, guys. And if you got to get with me on that, we'll go over the pricing. We didn't really want it to be about money tonight. We just wanted to paint the vision of what this is, let you see what the products are, know that they're phytonutrients, like we said, like she said, like everything was very strategic, and how this company was started. And you say, why is it an MLN, right? Because let's get to the obvious. Why is it structured like that? It's structured like that so the purpose and the agenda is wellness, right? And you have doctors that are like, we want to have a proactive approach. Can we stop always just fixing the problem after the fact? Can we take a proactive approach? So we have medicine that was designed by top scientists and doctors that you can meet, okay? They're very accessible, that you can meet, and you can take these products and it's going to help you from the inside out, and also give financial benefits to be able to help others. So the structure of MLN, if it's a community, you help each other. It's easier to spread the awareness of wellness. So that's why the structure is set up like that. And the financial rewards are better almost than any industry if you're willing to work for it and build your team. So that's all we're here for today. We're seeing if you guys have any more questions. Dr. Gamble, you have anything to add?
I don't think I do. I'm just excited, like you're saying, about the opportunity to help patients before they're sick, right? Mm-hmm. To help patients maintain a state of wellness and to put your body in the best position to do what God created it to do, which is to heal itself, right? We're literally designed to heal ourselves. And so having the type of support, the supplements that we need to be able to do that is absolutely phenomenal. And so I am looking forward to being able to realize my dream. That's literally the number one reason I'm here, is because I really want to make sure that I get to go and do all the things that I was put on earth to do. And so 3 is definitely going to be the vehicle that allows me to do that.
We hope that our message connects with you, because that's basically what we were trying to do, is just, make it easier to connect with you on this purpose of wellness, and to understand that these products are clean. So, when we're talking about this, you have a better idea of how it is, and how it even connects directly to our physicians. So, Dr. Gamble, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Just working and networking together. I know we'll do this again. This is our first launch of our wellness podcast. It'll get better each time, but we thank you guys.